Hey guys, press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Pinkvilla.
The House Next Door, first of all, is an attempt to make India's first true blue horror film. I play a neurosurgeon called Krishnakant Acharya in it, and it's a film that's based on a true story. And I play a very rational thinking scientific surgeon, and the film is about what happens in my life and my wife's life when we have new neighbors in the house next door. First of all, Andrea Jeremiah is a huge star in the South. She's a fantastic actor and a brilliant musician as well. She's a pianist and a singer and a songwriter. So I've worked with her on music before. So when we wrote the script, we were looking to cast a female actor who brings strength to the character, because I take great complaint to depiction of female characters as weak in films. So we wanted an actress who would bring the strength of a woman and bring that kind of character to the screen. And she's amazing in the film. And for the Hindi audience, it's a huge, I'd say it's a huge new launch of a wonderful actress, and she's going to build a fan following here as well. I can tell you how difficult the entire genre is, because it's very difficult to judge a horror film, because any other film, sometimes you get an idea on set, sometimes you can guess on the editing table. But with horror you have to finish the whole film, because the main two things that work with horror are sound and visual. So it took us a lot of time in post-production to perfect this film, and the final product looks fantastic. So the difficulty in making horror is that you have to stay focused and be clear about what you're doing. So we always wanted to make a scary film. We didn't want to dilute it with comedy or any other so-called commercial elements. It's a very, very exciting and scary film, and I'm sure people are going to love it. It took 4.5 years. So we've done a lot of writing. Because it was a very difficult, it was a mix of two things. There was the true story on which the film is based, and then there's the other paranormal additions to the script in terms of fiction. So it's a very complicated mix, but to simplify that so everybody in the audience understands it and enjoys it, that took a lot of time. I think Atul and I have been in touch and have been friends for 12 years since we started working on Rang De Basanti. I still remember shooting with him during Rang De Basanti, where I'd go to his room every night and we'd sit and talk about the next day's scene and take inputs. And he's a very giving actor. He's also a class act, both as an actor and as a human being. And for this film, I didn't give him a choice to say no. We wrote it for him, this role. He plays Paul DaCosta. He plays the father of the girl who goes through all the troubling circumstances. And on this set, he was not just an actor. He was also my friend, and he was constantly motivating Milind, the director of the film, and me to do better. And he would be on set even when he was not required, because he always wanted to help around. And recently we saw the film and he's loved it, and he's very excited about this film. And I'm looking forward to collaborating more with him, because he's a powerhouse actor. And in fact, I'm also telling him he needs to do a Marathi film with me. So that's my next plan. There's no shift of focus. I'm still the lead actor. So this is my third film as producer, and I realized that after a point it gets boring waiting for somebody else to respect your talent and write good films for you. So as a producer, you just make the films yourself. So The House Next Door was a film that I made because A, I wanted to do a horror film myself, and B, I wanted to produce an independent horror film that's genuinely scary and is up to Hollywood standards. Absolutely. I became an actor after my MBA, because I didn't want to do the same thing twice. So if I became an actor, I have to keep doing something different. To be honest, I don't think of too many commercial things when I make a film. I make a film if it's something that excites me, and when I see the film, I get an idea of who I think might like the film. So when I saw The House Next Door finished, I said anybody who has aspirations to watch a good horror film is going to love this film. And those who came out of The Conjuring and said, why can't we make films like this in India? Well, this is that film, so they should go and watch it. I think the main thing is that people like to get scared, and when you go in to watch a scary film, you want to be scared. And usually the disappointment that people have is when they don't get scared. So I can tell you that my film is a genuinely scary film, and we've tested it and we've seen the results. And the second thing is, it's a film it's a genuine and honest film about a true story. So when you leave the theatre, the emotion and the emotional hold of the film will stay with you. No, my production company was set up as a platform for youngsters. I don't believe in stardom. I don't believe in going with safe names. So the last few films I've produced have always been with youngsters, and the results have been spectacular. When you see the film and you see The House Next Door, I've got calls from senior DOPs, I've got calls from senior editors who've called and said, you guys have done a great job, which means that they believe the young crop can do insanely good stuff. And they're just going to get better and better. And the youngsters of today are going to be the veterans of tomorrow. So this film will launch a lot of young technicians, especially my music composer Girish, who's a prodigy from Chennai. He's fantastic. And my DOP Shreyas. I think these are two names that people are going to talk about after this film. We've spent about 7.5 to 8 months on post-production for this film, only for these two things that you just mentioned. One is Shreyas, who's my DOP, and his colorist have spent a lot of time getting the exact color palette we wanted. Because people say they want to watch Hollywood level content, but they don't give the time for that kind of post-production. So that we've given. And secondly, my sound design team, which is Vishnu, Shankar and Vijay, they've kind of slaved over this film for so long. So when you see the film in the cinema, you're going to come out and ask, who did the sound? It's really something else, because this is not a cheap gimmick film. It's not just da-da-da-da kind of horror. It's a very, very layered, atmospheric film, and people are going to come and be surprised that they have this kind of an experience in a Hindi theatre. Oh, my Malayalam film is scheduled to release next year. So I don't let anybody else dub for me, so I have to learn the language perfectly before. So when I speak Hindi or Tamil or Telugu, I speak it like a local. Now I have to learn how to speak Malayalam, and that process is going on. So who knows next, maybe it will be Marathi or Kannada, I don't know. For now it's just these four. I don't have the time right now. Plus I have the good fortune of working with amazing directors like Milind Rao. And maybe in a few years, when I get some more time and something interesting and inspiring. Hi, I'm Siddharth from The House Next Door. If you like this video, share and subscribe to Pinkfella.